Hi, I'm Joey and I'm the founder of Leiho with my business partner Thuta. Thuta and I met this time 2 years ago and we met our masters doing marketing, and we started going to loads of startup seminars together, watching, really interesting, inspiring founders and seeing what they do and what businesses they have. And Thuta and I both wanted to start our own thing, but we weren't sure what we wanted to do. So we had a little meeting, discussed what was important to us and discussed our values and what we wanted to achieve. And a few ideas came about and we both found something in common, and it was that we wanted to start something with purpose and we wanted to start something with meaning. So we ended up doing a lot of research and planning, and that's why we started Leiho, because we wanted to be a brand with purpose, we wanted to inspire social change, and we wanted to address, social issues going on in the world with basic items to sell. I always knew I was going to do something on my own, because when I was younger I used to always lead social impact projects at school, organise fairs and events, and I loved, organising, planning with the whole clipboard, and I guess doing loads of bits and bobs and being really, really busy. And I guess that's what drove and motivated me. When I was working with a lot of people, working with suppliers, venues and stuff like that, there was, a thrill there. And I think I always knew that I wanted to do something on my own, but I didn't know I'd do it straight after uni and straight after my masters. I always thought it'd be later on in the year, but after I met Thuta, we both wanted to start something and we were both kind of ready. We had an idea going, and it was such a great opportunity because City had loads of excellent resources, and their launch lab and City Ventures team have been so supportive that it made the decision so easy for us. Thuta and I got together at our masters. We're a very good team. We actually are completely different people, but we, opposites attract. We're very different in terms of our skills, what we bring to the company. We're very different in terms of our ideas and opinions, but I guess that's a good thing. Thuta focuses on a lot of the social impact stuff. She does a lot of the outreach projects, and I love the kind of business side of it and the customer experience. So it's good to kind of have that balance. Otherwise, when you're both working on one thing, then you lose kind of focus on the other. So it's really good in terms of how we work, because everything that we do or everything that we're interested in is pretty much quite different. We actually launched Leiho this time last year. We wanted to start with something simple, and we started with socks because there was a huge need for socks within the homeless community. So we decided to operate the buy one give one model. For every pair of socks sold, we give another pair to a homeless person, because clean socks are the most requested item of clothing at homeless shelters. And with socks, because we were making a positive change in the homelessness community, we needed to make a positive change in the environment too. Otherwise, it doesn't balance out. So we chose to make bamboo socks. And that was where our journey started. We didn't want our journey to just start and end with socks. We wanted it to start with socks and then move on to other basic essentials that vulnerable communities need. So it's about connecting, the items we sell with social issues going on in the world. And today we address 3 different social issues. We address homelessness and poverty, and clean water, sanitation and hunger as well. So the biggest hurdle, I'd say, was accepting that we needed to change, that something wasn't right. So when we first started, we were so fixated on a specific idea, and we were so fixated on something that we convinced everyone it was going to work, and everyone that fed back, they gave us their feedback, they gave us their criticism, and we just didn't accept it. We were defending our business, from start to end. And I think it took me flying all the way to Maldives. I was up in the air, in the sky, on the plane, and reflecting back, being like, something's not working, this doesn't feel right, we're not progressing, it's been 3 months. And I think being able to reflect back, take a step back and realise, accepting the feedback and listening to people at the start is so important and crucial, because that's free information and free research for you. And so I guess the biggest hurdle was letting go of our initial idea and moving on to Leiho, Socks for Homeless People. I had such a big fear of failure when we first started, which held us back as a whole business and as a whole team to progress and to take bigger risks and to be bolder. Having your own business should be obviously really stressful, but also a fun experience, and it should be quite personal to you. And I think at the beginning, fail fast and fail cheap is what I have always preached from, I guess, the 4th month of starting my business. I realised, look, this is, you know, we're gonna be making mistakes, and that's okay, but it's about making sure that you don't fear the failure, you don't fear trying out new things, you don't fear change. I grew up in Hong Kong, and I have lived in 5 different countries, Singapore, Canada, Hong Kong, LA, and the UK. So yeah, grown up in loads of different countries, and my biggest interest when I was studying was I was very into film. I was also very into business and more of a creative side, and then also into psychology. And yeah, I guess that's why I started Leiho. You know, there's a bit of creativity there, there's the whole business side of it, and then I guess with psychology, we're starting to learn more about consumer behaviour when it comes to buying from brands that do good. So I guess there's a bit of psychology there, but yeah, that's always what I've been interested in at school. I know every business needs a vision, and that is, you know, you need something to work towards and you need a goal, but I also am a true believer in being quite flexible as to where your business ends up, you know, because obviously we have a goal and a vision, and it's to be able to offer various social issues and causes that people can support. So you can go onto our website, you know, and choose the social causes that are important to you. In terms of where we see our business going, it's just going with the flow, but also, you know, heading towards a brand that where every product we sell, you know, also helps someone in need, and we want to be able to kind of focus on different social issues going on in the world. So what is success to me? I think, you know, everyone has their own definition, but how I measure success is feedback from customers, from the people I work with. And, you know, I'm such a people person that when I get good responses and when, you know, other people are involved, and it feels like a sense of community, and it feels like there's something thriving there, I feel like that's success, because, you know, you don't want to be working on something on your own and there's no feedback from other people, there's no interaction and engagement, because then it's just, you know, people always say it takes 2 to tango. So I feel like success, for me anyway, for Leiho, is measured by the reactions of our customer, the feedback we get, you know, the hype that people kind of give us when we talk about Leiho and we share what we do. So that for me is success. And also, I guess, persistence, you know, being persistent every day, even on your worst days when you're tired and you just want to give up. Success is when you can pull through those days and recognize those days as, you know, a bad and tiring and exhausting day, but the next day will be good, and the next day, you know, can be better. My biggest advice, and I feel like I've repeated this so many times, but it's about just getting started. You know, there's a couple of businesses now that I mentor, and I've just helped them go from idea stage into actually implementing and bringing their idea to life, whether it's a prototype or, you know, putting together wireframes or your website. It's just taking that first step. Put it on a piece of paper, write down your idea. Once you write it down, you can see it clearly, and then from there things will start to change. You'll start to develop it. So you drew out a website layout. That kind of brings your customer journey, you know, it shows how people will navigate your website, how the whole experience comes to life, and I think that's very important. So yeah, once you get those simple things going and you kind of bring it to life a bit, it could be the most simple MVP. It's just, yeah, I think that is the first step.